Welcome to Full HTML course. In this video we're going to learn HTML from start. You don't need any coding experience. This course is your first step into a programming world. First we need a code editor to write our code. Here is some examples of editors. We have VS Code, Sublime Text, Vim and a bunch of others. But my personal choice is VS Code, and we're going to use this through this course. This is good to know that we can write HTML and run it without having a code editor. It just makes coding easier and faster. That I'm gonna show you through this course. First, we need to install VS Code. Here in Google, we go type VS Code. Here in the first website, we see visualstudio.com. We click on that. Here you see download for Windows. You're gonna click on this and the download should start automatically. After installing VS Code, you're gonna see something like this. Here is your welcome page in the VS Code. Mine is a little different because I've got installed theme on it. We need to create a folder to save our files on it. You can do it anywhere that you want. I'm gonna create it in desktop. I'm gonna name it HTML and put it right here. So now let's add this folder to our code editor. We can do it from here at folder button. After you click this icon, you're gonna see this button. And after clicking that, here let me select desktop and HTML. If we select this, yes, I trust. Here is our folder that we can create files in it, and it all shows the files here on this side. So let's create our first file. We're gonna select this HTML folder, and if you tap on this icon, you're gonna create new file, and this icon will create a folder for you. I'm gonna name this index.html. It's important to save all HTML files in this type ended with .html, so the computer knows that this file is HTML. Okay, let's answer this question. What is HTML? HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language, or basically it is the tool that we use to create a structure of our website, like bones in a body. In HTML we have elements or tags that we're gonna work with them through coding HTML. And they starts with less than sign, the tag name, and greater than sign. This thing that you see automatically comes is because VS Code has an option called emit that automatically completes the rest of code that it's sure you're gonna type it. We have opening tag and closing tag in HTML. Here is opening tag and the closing tag. They are really the same. The only difference it has is this slash thing that comes before tag name in closing tag. And here we're gonna type anything that we want to put in the element. So let's start using a real HTML element to see how they work. For example, if we want to print a paragraph to our website, we're gonna use, as I said, less than sign. P stands for paragraph in HTML, and greater than sign. You see that my closing tag automatically comes, and here between these you can type anything that you want to be in your paragraph. Now, for example, type test is my text here. Now if we click on this index.html, it's gonna show us the page. Mine is open here. Here is our paragraph. It doesn't really matter what browser you use. I personally use Google Chrome. It's good. Here we see that we have our paragraph here. Now let's add a button to it. We go to our editor, and here as I said, we're gonna start with less than sign. And if you try to write code in VS Code, you're gonna see these suggestions. I told you it's emit, and it's very useful. Here we have button, and if we tap it and close it, it automatically brings us the closing tag. For example, here, let's say click me, and if we save this again, and I'm saving with Ctrl S, but you can do this by here in File and Save. Both are the same, never mind. And if you want to see your what you have done, you just need to refresh this page. Here, okay, here we have click me button now here. It doesn't do anything because we're gonna use JavaScript later on later course to make this button do some things. But this is it. This is the simple HTML that you need to know to start with. When browser wants to show our HTML file, it's gonna read through this HTML file line by line and print them. So if we want to be our button to be above the paragraph, we just need to cut it and paste it here. And if we save this again and refresh the page, you see now our button is up and our paragraph comes below the button. Some of you might have this question, why we are using this type, these signs and other things. These are because of the syntax. What syntax is basically is the grammar. It's something like grammar in the English. It's the rules of HTML or any other programming language. I said earlier, HTML is not programming language, it's a markup language, but you have syntax in all programming languages. That if you don't follow the rules of the syntax, the code will not be understood by the browser or computer. For example, here if we take out this sign, we got something like this, save this, and now if we go to our HTML file and refresh it, you see we don't have it. This is because I have this. Let me delete that. Okay. Here you see we don't have paragraph anymore, and that's because we took this sign here. Now this comes automatically. If we save it again and refresh, you see that it's come back. Please give a like and subscribe to catch next videos.